All right.
Wow, the material on Bad to the Bone, I felt really good. I thought it was really good. And we got to do, when we played with the open for the Rolling Stones, the first show, Mike Kappas was, he was at all the shows. He came to be at all the shows. And he comes to me and he goes, Charlie wants to meet you. I formulated my whole approach of how to play drums listening to Charlie Watts. So that was a big deal for me, right? And Charlie's just as humble as probably the humblest human being there ever was. So, but he goes, "Hey, do you think I might meet George?" You know, I say, "Yeah, come on." So we go in the trailer, and they shake hands and everything, and Charlie goes, "Do you think I might have an autograph for?" I forget who it was for, but he's asking George for an autograph. So this is our first exposure to them, and it was just off the charts, so gratifying and just grateful. I was so grateful. In '82, they did a European tour. We did 9 of those shows. The start of the high for us for maybe 5 or 6 years. When that's when it was really coming together for us.
This isn't acted at this point. We never really looked at it like we had a career. It was like we had a job we were trying to be successful at. And I think it was Carl Yastrzemski said, "I never knew I had a career till my career was over." Because you're so hard at, pumping it. So at that point, we weren't doing too poorly. We had just come off of playing some fantastic live engagements with the Rolling Stones and Hart, Jay Giles, Joe Jackson, people like that. We were on a crest, so to speak. And during that Rolling Stones time, Jeff Simon upstairs, our drummer, became acquainted with Ian Stewart, and they struck up a friendship. And after a while, Ian sat in and played with us when we played with the Stones live. And he kind of sheepishly asked, "Well, when's George making another record? I'd like to play on it." And we said, "Yeah, sure." And he played on that song, Bad to the Bone. And the original cut, you can hear some piano tinkling, and it was later faded out, so it'd be closer to a rock type thing. But the original cut, you can hear Ian doing his little twinkle in there. It was my first experience using my Gibson Open G guitar when I played an Open G, which is pretty much where I'm most comfortable. And I remember using that the first time, and so that was exciting. But in a way, I was looking for something, and Ian Stewart and a couple other cats in the band were looking at it, just another really groovy blues song, which I said, there's enough groovy blues songs. What we need is a good rock song. That's what does it. That's what gets you there, That's what gets you over the finish line, I look at ZZ Top and Led Zeppelin people. They're all blues bands. So is Jay Giles. I mean, that's what they do. They perfect, or they get a solid blues foundation, and like the Rolling Stones did on their first 3 records. And then their management sat them down and said, if you don't come up with a rock hit, that was when the Beatles were doing A Hard Day's Night. That's when they were doing Yesterday. And their people were putting more pressure on them than I ever felt when I was putting Bad to the Bone, saying, you got to come up with something.